all the different crazy customers stories you've heard about those in many of these other segments. Uh, but I'll just add just a couple more. You know, there was the famous customers, the infamous customers, and then just the outright freak show customers. Um, the famous ones that came in that I appreciated were I remember when Rick Linklater was shooting Newton Boys, Vincent D'Onofrio and Ethan Hawke came in, and you know, Vincent D'Onofrio was kind of quiet and brooding, and Ethan Hawke was talking a mile a minute. He's doing all the talking and you know, but not annoying. He's just, you know, he just was excited. He was very excited about film and all the great films and the director's walls, and he was loving it. I remember specifically he was loving the director's walls. Um, and so they pick out some films, and it gets time to pay, and uh, I remember, you know, I appreciated both of their art, and so, you know, as you do when you run into and encounter an artist that you appreciate their work, I was wanting to hook them up because, you know, I was, well, at least I wanted to like buy them one movie, and so I was like, you know, D'Onofrio was paying. I was like, hey man, you know, I dig your art, man. Let me buy one of these movies, one of your rentals, and he, you know, this was pre Law and Order, but he shoots me kind of like a Law and Order look, serious look, and as he's opening his wallet, and he's like, "Trust me, I got this." And I was like, "No, man, I got." And he goes, "No, no, no, I got this." And I was like, "Okay." And I remember he pulled out $100 bill. He absolutely did have it, and I appreciated that he wanted to help out a cool small business and you know, and was happy to do that. Uh, Amongst the more infamous customers, or maybe infamous is the wrong word, but you know, I really admired Terrence Malick and still do in his films and you know, I think a couple of his films are two of the most beautifully shot films in the history of cinema, and and so, you know, but he would come in, but it was like seeing Bigfoot. I mean, like I would just see a shadow, and then I'd turn to someone, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that was Malik. He just left." And I was like, "How did I miss him again and again? I keep missing him." And and so finally one day he came in, uh, and his name came up on the computer, as you know, ringing him up, and I didn't even recognize him because he was just I don't know what I was expecting, but he was just like a normal looking guy, just like, you know, like somebody's dad or something, and I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was thought it was gonna be like like he was gonna be glamorous with like I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. Anyway, he turned out was friendly too. Um, uh, you know, at least very nice. And and then there were the truly not even infamous, just like downright freak show customers. I mean, because Vulcan, you had Vulcan there, and Conan's on one side, Conan's Pizza, and then on the other side you had the porno theater, and then the head shop, Oat Willie's, on the other side of that. And so occasionally people would come into Vulcan and they just saw videos, and I guess they just, you know, they were whacked out and just like videos. Okay, I'm in the porno theater. They were not in the porno theater, but they thought they were. And the worst time, one of those times that I remember was some guy like kind of hunched over in an aisle, and you know, he wasn't like peeping through boxes, but he may as well have been, and you know, kind of looking at other customers, and so nice lady came up and was like, "There's a customer that is acting very strange," and so, you know, we like go over, we're working, we go over and we're like, excuse me, but and dude was guy was masturbating in the aisle of Vulcan, and so of course we were like, hey, what are you doing? And so it was like, turning on the light in the kitchen and the cockroaches go skittering, except for this time it was just one cockroach, and he, goes skittering out the door. But unfortunately, he had completed uh, his masturbation project, as it were. And so I recall one of my coworkers, um, like I was horrified, customers were horrified, but I don't remember which coworker was steely enough to do it. But I remember someone grabbed a mop from the back and some paper towels, and they blotted up his completion, and and they cleaned it up, and you know tried to make it seem like that had never happened there. Although, like, I will always kind of remembered that spot. It was, some things you just can't unsee, and I could not unsee that. But kind of the long and short of that story is that uh, I loved Diane. I loved Vulcan Video, and we loved it so much that we, were willing to clean up some dude's nasty spunk all over the floor, and yeah, that's how much we love Vulcan, to to clean up after some dude who thought he was in the porno shop. But yeah, I don't know. I do have to say though, I'll always appreciate Diane for hiring us and looking after us, and in some ways she was like a surrogate second mom. Like, you know, I I could you could talk to her about anything, and and you know I would come to learn that I'd come to learn her connection to Vulcan Gas Company, and old Austin, and and she's an amazing lady, and created this amazing store, and set the tone for the environment that lasted over decades. And I hope it is never lost on the stories that get told, or lost in those stories that, at the top, setting the culture, was the Donnell family, and Diane, and the reason that Vulcan was so special was because of Diane. And yeah, and I'll always love her and appreciate her. So.